How would you rate Arsenal's window if you were to give it a grade? Would you say it's an A minus, maybe? I'm not sure. I think if they had a striker in, it might be an A plus.
Yeah, I'd give it, yeah, absolutely. I think that's one thing that they're lacking there. I think, obviously, Kai Havertz has done great in that. It's like a hybrid role. But I think one thing they are lacking is you know, a front man there who can get hold of the ball and maybe give them an extra threat if they wanted to go long when things were tight. So I would rate their transfer window. I think, obviously, if there's one team this year that are really going to put pressure on City, it's Arsenal.
And I think also you have to mention David Raya in there as well. You know, although that deal was done a year ago and he spent a year on loan, it's now permanent, which means, of course, that they can free up one of their other goalkeepers as well. So, and I think this is important in the world of football. The transfers are not all about they've just been done. You know, some of them are maybe almost years in the making.
Just come back from, you know, almost being
Julian Timber,
game to, you know,
like a new player, isn't it?
Last weekend, yeah.
Yeah. On Sterling, though, the deal in itself, I thought it was really interesting because, like you said, Sharpie, no one really sort of expected Sterling to go to Arsenal. One thing was because his wages are extremely high, and Chelsea from the off, Enzo Maresca from the offset, he's not going to be part of the plans. He's got to find a move. The fact that they've made the deal a certain way, it's a no-brainer for Arsenal, really. No loan fee, and Chelsea willing to pay 50% of the salary of Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move house either, yeah. No, it's win-win for everyone. I think it was a huge shock, I think, when we found out, you know, I think Sterling had even said he'd come back of his holidays a couple of weeks early to get fit and to have a real go this season. And then to not be part of the plans for Maresca, I think, was a huge shock for him and a lot of the Chelsea fans. And then to get this over the line, I mean, it's unheard of for a club not to pay a loan fee. Yeah. And then for one of your local rivals to pay half his wages as well. It's just a no-brainer.
I don't want us to focus too much on Chelsea because I think we eventually will talk about Chelsea a lot when it comes to transfers because I think none of us can really figure out what's really going on there. But you're a director of football. You have a master's in sport directorship. From that point of view, I don't know, maybe you have a different lens to the rest of us.
No, that's a case study.
Can you see what's happening here?
That's an anomaly. Chelsea is an anomaly. I don't really know what's going on there, but it doesn't make financial sense. But what does make financial sense is the amount of youngsters that they're selling. They have, for the last 10 years, had a sub-market where they sell their academy players, they buy them cheap, they develop them, they put them in the first team, give them 10 appearances and then sell them on for a lot of money. And they've been doing that for 10 years and making a lot of money. But I don't think they're going to be able to catch up from what they've spent over the last 2 seasons. It's absolutely... It's insane, really. When you look at the recruitment team that they've got, it's the old Brighton team. You know, so they're used to being quite prudent and careful with the money, but then they've moved over to Chelsea and they're just flashing the cash. And, you know, it doesn't make any financial sense from a sporting director point of view.